A very good morning to everyone. In this webinar, we are going to explain you about the updated cloud application and the ESS application. I think all of them have joined the webinar session. Coming to our website, this is www.smartofficesuite.in. This is our website, and we do have a Smart Office Web Payroll website also. So in this website, you will just come to know about the our customers and how many applications we do have. We do have a FAQs also, and also you can see our clientele list also, and you can find our contact details also over here. So we do have two websites. One is www.smartofficesuite.in and another one is smartofficewebpayroll.com. So and whatever the webinar sessions are going on now, so soon we will be going to upload it in our YouTube channel, that is Smart Office Payroll 365 Payroll. We do have a YouTube channel also. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that whatever the webinar session we are going to do, that will be updated soon on the YouTube. Client system, and the data has to be the server has to be maintained from the client itself. That is a web application, and if you want to access the application in different location and in different network, you need to have a public IP to access the application in different location. So that means the client need to maintain the server. So coming to the cloud application. So cloud application is a operating system independent. So since it is application is browsed to the browser, so you can access the application, and we do maintain the server. For this, you no need of any public or static IP to access the application. So we will be creating a cloud application. Your domain name will be created. Okay. So the coming to the URL. So our cloud application URL will be www.so365.in/smart app. So this is our cloud URL, and we will be creating a cloud account. That means your domain name from your company name. Okay. So here I'm using the domain name as Smart365G. So this is my cloud account. So and the username and password
will be provided to you.
So just log into this. You can use this application in the browsers. Okay, as I said, you can use, this is the operating system independent. So operating system independent in the sense, see, our desktop and web application will be hosted. Means we will be supporting only on the Windows 7 absenteeism employees in a pie chart. So when you just click on this, you'll be come to know how many employees are present and how many employees are absent. So and then coming to the employee count by gender. So if you are bifurcating, or if you want to take a count of your employees by gender wise, so this is a chart you have where you can see how many genderly categorized employees. So now coming to the employee count by age. So count by age means according to the data you have fed into the master employees details. So it will display you the count of the employees of their age category. How many employees I do have above 18, and how many employees I do have like senior employees and junior employees. According to the data we have fed into this software, it will be categorizing the employee count by age wise. And coming to the offline devices. So as already I told you in the last webinar sessions, we do support for both ESSL and Biomax biometric machines. Okay, so in the cloud, if you want to connect the devices, means it should have a ADMS or a push data collector services. So we support for both Biomax and ESSL machines. So if you are configuring the cloud application with the biometric machines, so it will display the offline machines count and online. So how many devices are offline here? Okay, and then coming to the top 10 charts. So what do you mean by this top 10 charts for a current month? So as basically when you want to find out, okay, when you want to find out how many top employees are coming late. So this chart will give you the data of your top employees list, top 10 employees list who are coming late, and this is a late coming chart of 10 employees. So you can see this data. So this data will give you a average top 10 employees list. These are the late coming employees list for this current month. And then we do have a early going. Early going means those who are those who are logging out, or those who are going out in the before the shift and timing. That means they are early going employees. Before the shift and timing, how many of the employees are top 10 employees of early going for a current month? And then we do have a top 10 employees for absenteeism also. So when you just scroll down, so when we have absenteeism top 10 employees, so it will give you the average list of the top 10 who are absent. And also we have a top 10 of leave taken, maximum employees who has taken the leaves. So now, and in the home page itself, we do have a separate option called as a support. So when you just click on support, suppose if you want to raise any query, or if you want to raise any ticket from this cloud application, this is one of the best feature we have added here in the new updated cloud application. So when you just click on raise new ticket, so it will ask you with the details like subject, what query you have. Okay, so suppose if you have any login issue, or if you have any device configuration issue, so you can just list the subject and the contact number, or your contact number. Okay, so here you can mention your contact number and your email address, so that the smart office support team will contact you. That is your contact number and your email address. And in the document template, you can just briefly explain about your issue. Okay, so you can briefly explain you to your issue. This and so is not working. So if you want to upload any file, like if you are facing any error message, if you want to take the screenshot and attach that file, then you can save, and you can just save. So once you save this, the email will be received to the smart office team. So from this way also, from the cloud support option, that is to raise any tickets or to raise any issues, you have this option. So you can make use of it. Okay, so if you once this issue is raised, this will be escalated to the smart office team. Later they will contact you for the solution. Okay, and this will be resolved. And you can also view this details, and once it is resolved, you can make it as a mark as a design is resolved. So and then coming to the cloud subscription. So what is this cloud subscription is? So when you click on the cloud subscription, you'll be able to see what is your total employee count, for how many employees you have purchased. That is a max employee capacity. So for how many employees you have purchased, and what is the total active count of your employees, and when your cloud account will be get expired. Okay, and then in a blue color you can able to see you can resign the employee if employee count is exceed the max employee capacity. So this option I wanted to tell you, whenever your cloud account is get blocked due to the exceeding employee count. So many clients will face this issue, because whenever they bring the device online, so all the employees will be fed into the software, and automatically you will be purchased the cloud application for 50 employees. It may reach max 50. So automatically, if it reaches more than 50 or whatever your cloud subscription is, it automatically gets blocked. So at that time, you are unable to open the cloud account, and there it will display the you can resign the employees option. So you will have that option, and once you click on that option, you will be getting a list of your employees, all the list of your employees. There you can resign your employees when you just click on edit. When you just click on edit, so here it will display the status to, it will display all the details of the employee. You can make it as resigned and update the date of resignation. This is must and should. You can't only keep the status. You have to update the date of resignation 2 months before at least. So I'm mentioning the date of resignation at 2020, and I'm marking it as a resigned employee, and I will save it so that I can just reduce the number of the employee counts here. So please don't delete the employees. So you have to resign the employees. If it gets blocked, you'll be able to see the blue color lines there. You can resign the employees from here. So there you have to click it and you have to resign the employees. Please don't delete the employees. Okay, this is the cloud subscription. So now coming to the basic settings or the basic parts. So this is the global setting. So in the global settings, you have a master setting, and then in the master setting, you can able to mention like when you're what is your fixed, if you have the fixed shift timings, you can mention the fixed timing, like only a single shift. If you have a single shift, that to a fixed shift timing, that you can mention over here, and when your leave year starts from. So usually some will follow the calendar basis and some will follow the financial basis year for their leave year, that you can mention over here. And also you can mention difference between the two punches also, and punch begin before time, and when your leave credit day should start from. Okay, so many settings you have in the master setting. And if you have a comp off provision in your company, when that comp off should get lapse, within how many days, and within how many days the OD entry should be applied. That is, you have a OD entry applied within. And attendance lock on. So attendance lock on, if I select first, that means your attendance will be calculating from the first to the 30 or 31st, or if you are following in between of the month like 10 or 25. Okay, that you can see over here. That is attendance lock on. And then if you have a if you have a holiday restrictions like holiday group and restricted holiday, that you can select optional. Okay, and coming to the other settings. So in other settings, like if you want to restrict anything, if you want to enable any of this option, that option is we have given here in the other setting. So punch auto approved means I'll be telling you what all the necessary or important things. So in this other details, in the other settings, I'll be telling you the important things only. Okay, that are mandatory. Okay. So punch auto approved means, suppose if you are allowing your employees to punch from the mobile application or punch from the web BSS. So every time you can't approve this entries. So if you want to if you want to get it approved automatically, whenever if your employees are punching from the mobile application, if it is not auto approved, it will go for the approval to the reporting manager. So that will be a burden for a reporting manager to approve all the entries. So it is better to keep it auto approved and reject the blank location. So if you are punching without a GPS location, anyway, if the GPS location is not turned on, the application will not open if you are using the mobile app. Okay, so whenever if it is map is not working, or it is not unable to, if it is location is blank, your punch will be rejected automatically. and validate IMEI. So what is this IMEI validation? Suppose if you want to restrict your employee to punch from his or her phone only. So usually Android mobiles will have the specific IMEI number. Okay. So if I select this option, then he or she has to punch from his or her mobile only. So it is a kind of a authentication, I can call it as. Okay. So if you want to authenticate that your employees is punching from their phone only, so it means if you want to avoid any scenarios such in the cases that you can ask your employee to punch from my ID, from my credentials. So if you want to restrict that kind of scenarios, you can validate the IMEI number. Then you have a strong password policy. We do have a strong password policy that you can set it over here. And we do have a geofencing option. So if you want to, so geofencing is an additional feature. So if you want to allow a geofencing for your punchings, so you can validate a geofencing. As you know, geofencing means we will be giving a particular radius. Okay. So particular radius and particular assigning the location to your employee. So he or she has to punch from that particular location only. And also we have another option as a reject blank selfie. So if you want to, your employees mandatorily take a selfie and upload. At the time, you can enable this option. That means mandatory of taking the photos, a live images, I can call it as. So these all the settings are there in the employee. These all the settings are there in the in the global settings, in the basic settings of the master. And we do have a next option is a mail setting. So mail setting. So why this mail setting is done? So before you need to, if you want your leave approvals, outdoor entry approvals, or pay slip sending to your all employees, or report sending to all your employees. So this has or these things has to be done once the mail setting is done. So before that, this has to be done. Usually, we will do a admin mail ID setting. Okay, that is a payroll at the rate smartoffice365.in. Suppose if you have your mail ID, that is authenticated mail ID, that too also we can set it over here. I will give an email ID from which the email ID will be triggered, the SMTP port number, the SMTP server name, and the username and the password. This mail ID, this setting we will do to send the approvals to the reporting manager, to the employees, and to send the pay slips and to send the daily detailed reports to employees as well as the reporting manager. And then we do have a memo setting. So once this mail setting is done, then you can go for the memo setting. That is memo setting to send a notification to your employees. Okay. So memo setting and the SMS setting in cloud application is the additional features, I can call it as. So whenever if you want to send a mail, or whenever if you want to send a memo, that is memo setting means if you want to send the employees to absenteeism memo, late or early coming memo, or miss punch memo. Okay, if you want to alert your employees through a mails or through a SMS. Okay, these two feature we have in a cloud application on additional chargeable basis. Okay, we do have this option, but it is on additional chargeable basis. That is memo setting as well as a SMS setting. Now coming to ESS option. So ESS option, suppose if you want to hide any of the options from the web ESS and from the mobile application. So you have here the option to enable or to disable. Suppose you have given a clock in and clock out option in the web ESS. So if you want to hide that, you can hide that option. Okay. So that settings you can do it from the ESS option setting. So that is there in the global setting. So whatever the settings you want to make, these all the settings are there in the global settings. Now coming to the next option, that is the master setting. So in the master setting, it will give you the dashboard. like category of number of employees in that particular branch, location wise, designation wise, count if you want to know. Okay, so it will give the total count of the employees, like branch wise, location wise, designation wise, and department wise. And then coming to the system user, suppose you have an you are if you are admin, and if you want to give a particular system user for any HRs or for any of the employee, to just add employees or to just generate the report with a specific permission, or I can say it as a restricted permission. So at that time you can just create a new system user and allot a particular permission, and give him a login, so that he can log in as a user, and he can work on that. And if you want to, here you can see, here you can create, allot a company, allot a location, and allow the permission. So this is how you can give a system user login with a limited permission or limited access. And then you can create your branches over here, like companies, and you can create a departments. So whatever the departments you are creating here, when you are adding a employees or master employee, it will come in a drop down list where you can select it. You can create a location, you can create a employee type, grade, team. Okay, employee type in the sense, is it a permanent employee, contract employee, that you can create here, and you can grade wise, and you can create a team. So we have another option called as a category. So what is a category? So this category option include most of your rules and regulations here. I can call it as a most fundamental option, that is categories. So here you can, by default category will be there. Either you can edit it or you can add a new category over here. So category includes most of the options here, like your OT formula. What the OT formula if you want to set it as. Okay, suppose you have some of the employees, for them OT is not applicable, and for the some of the employees OT is applicable. So that you can set it over here, and your work duration formula, and what is your total work duration formula, that you can set it over here, and what is the minimum OT and maximum OT. So when is your week off? So you can set it the week off, and what the status should you get for a single punch, whether it should be a present or it should be absent for a single punch. So for single punch, whether you want to make it as a present or whether you want to make it as a absent. And we do have a weekly off here, week off 1 and week off 2. So if you have a 2 week off, you can set according to it. If you have a different week off, accordingly you can create the category and assign that category to your employees. So here you can mark, suppose if you have a second or third, according alternatives, days, weeks, if you have, then you can mark over here. And then consider early coming punch and consider late coming punch. This two option has to be mandatorily ticked, because if you have a shift timing, say from 9:30 to 6:30, there might be a chances of your employees coming early and going late. In that cases, if your punch has to be approved, or the punch has to be recognized in the software, means you have to enable these two options. And if you want to deduct your break hours, suppose if you have taken the breaks like lunch hour or any tea breaks, that has to be deducted from your total duration, means you can enable this option. And you can round down and round up your OT hours also here. And suppose if you have a OT formula, OT, like if suppose any of your employees working on a holiday or working on a week off, that has to be considered in the OT, or it has to be continued as a comp off. We do have a comp off provision also that has to be set over here. Can you see here? So either the week off and holiday, if your employees are present, either you can make it in a OT or you can make it as a comp off provision. So comp off means if they can take that in alternative day. If they are present on week off and holiday, They can compensately take that holiday or take that week off on some other day. That is a comp of provision as well as a OT provision. And clock in, clock out, auto approved. Even though you are in the master global setting, if you have check mark, like category wise, if you want to give a clock in, clock out, auto approved, that you can enable this option from here. So this has to be enabled, or else your clock in, clock outs will not be auto approved. So category wise also you have to enable this option. And if you have a partial day, that is a half day provision, you can enable the partial day option. And if you have a prefix and suffix rules, so prefix and suffix rules, or you can call it as a sandwich rule. So suppose you're absent on before holiday, or if you're absent on a weekly off, prefix and suffix you can set over here. You have a prefix separate option and you have a suffix separate option, and you have a both prefix and suffix. Okay, so that's all options you have. And now we do have a continuous late by and continuous early by setting over here. So continuous late by and continuous early by settings. So continuous late by, suppose if you want to mark your employees, like if they are late for continuously 2 days or 3 days, and if you want to deduct the half day or full day for late coming and for early going. Okay, or else if you want to deduct from the leaves, if you want to deduct from the leaves means you can deduct from the leave also. So this is a continuous late by and early by setting. We do have continuous late by and early by on daily basis and on timing basis also. So this is all the category. So category options will contain most of the options over here. If you want to restrict any things, or if you want to apply any rules and regulations. Okay. So this is a category setting. Now coming to the classified master. What the classified master consists of. So here you can create the designation of your employees, and you can create a leave types. See, leave types and shift management. So these are in detail options. This leave type and shift configuration, we will be explaining you in the upcoming webinar in detail about this. I hope you already received the topics. So the leave type and the shift management, because most of the dealers or most of the clients will get stuck over here, or they'll be confused about how to manage this leave management and how to manage this shift management. So that is why we have scheduled a particular topic for explaining you here. But I can just say that classified master consists of a designation, leave type setting, and a shift type setting. Shift, in general, I will tell you just basic things I can tell you. In the shift, you can add a shift. Here you can create a regular and a flexible shift type settings. Regular means you'll be having a particular begin timing and end timing. Okay, and the flexible means there will not be any begin timing and any end timing. Anybody come at any timing, and they can go at any timing, but you have to maintain a particular shift hours, and it will be a 24-hour format. It will have an end by. Okay, in the other details, you can give a punch begin before and punch end after. And if you want to mark half day, if there any of your employees are coming after the shift this timing, that you can mark over here, and you can mention the grace timing also over here. The shift. So by default we do have a leave types. In the leave types, by default you have the you'll have a by default CL, PL, and the sick leave, that is SL. Other than this, if you have any other leave types, you can create it, and in detail we are going to explain it in the next coming webinars. This is a leave types here. And now coming to the shift groups. So shift, in the shift itself, you'll come to know the shift group, shift roster, how many shifts groups you can create. See, if you have a multiple shifts, you can group that shifts and assign that particular shift group to your particular employees. And coming to shift roster, in the shift roster, if you have a rotational week offs or if you have a rotational shifts, that rotation you can make it either weekly wise or you can make it monthly wise. So weekly wise or monthly wise, you can create a shift roster and assign that particular shift roster to your employees. Now coming to the holiday group. So either you can follow the holiday group or you can follow the restricted holidays. So holiday group means you're going to group a set of holidays to a particular group and assign that to your employees, or you can follow the restricted holiday type. So if you want to feed a public holidays, here you have the public holidays. Here you can add your public holidays. While adding your public holidays, either you can make it as a restricted or you can make it as a holiday group. And if it is a holiday group, for which holiday group it is applicable. So you need to mention the holiday name, holiday date, and you have to write a remark, and you can save it as. So in bulk, if you want to import the holiday list, we do have a import sheet for to import the holiday list also. So next, if you're going for the SMS, then you have a SMS logs option also. SMS logs means how many SMS has been triggered and how many SMS has delivered, that you'll come to know in the SMS logs. So now coming to the employee master data. So employees, if you want to add here also, you have the charts. So you have a list of the graphs over here. Employee head. So now coming to the employees. Okay, here you can feed the employee data, master data. So in the add new employee, when you click on add new employee, so here you can create an employee. If you want to create an employee individually, so you can create an employee name, employee code, device code. Make sure that employee code and device code should be unique. So in that, whatever the master data you have created, like companies, locations, branch, designation, so everything you can select it in a drop down list for your employees. Working employee type, date of joining, date of confirmation, date of resignation. So this is a mandatory field. That is why we are going to give it as a 3,000 here, and leave credits from when that employee should start getting the leaves. So this login name and password. So meanwhile, I'll be opening in the next tab. I'll be opening the employee self-service. Okay. So coming to the next tab. So I'll just show you where this login name and password is useful. Just go to next tab and open the employee self-service. So employee self-service, you can browse from the browsers also. This is called as a web BSS. So for that URL, you have to go for the www.so365.in/smart-app_ESS. ESS means employee self-service. Here it will ask for the username and password. Okay. So that username and password, we have to give it in the employee details. Okay. Coming to this is the login name and password we have to give to open the employee self-service. This is the login name and the password. And then here, if you want to receive the notification, mail approval notification, then check mark. And if you want to if you want to punch from your employees from the web BSS and mobile application, this has to be check mark Android or web attendance. And then if you want to in the other details, if official email ID, personal email ID, your personal details, everything you can mention, address and all these things. And if you want to affix your photo, just you can affix. So this is how you can add your employee master data. See, I'm adding the employees individually. Okay. And next I will show you how to import the bulk employees. And meanwhile, how to assign the reporting manager to employees. So just select the employee and click on assign reporting manager. So suppose I'll just for this employee, for the employee code 89, I'm going to assign a reporting manager. So who will be the reporting manager for 89? I can select the, so I can select the staff code, who will be the reporting manager for him. So for 89, 101 employee will be the reporting manager. So individually, if you want to assign the reporting manager, okay. So this is the reporting manager you can assign. So in the employee list, you can just click on the reporting manager list. You'll be able to see the reporting manager, who will be the reporting manager. So already we have in the last webinar session, we have already explained you the multi-level approvals, or I can say as a multi-level management. Primary reporting manager, secondary reporting manager. So everything we have explained it in the last webinar. So if you have not attended that webinar, we are going to upload that webinar session in the our YouTube channel. So once it is published, please go through the multi-level approvals. Okay. So in the employees, this is how you can like assign the reporting managers. So next, coming to the, we do have a canteen management provision in our cloud application also. So if you are using the canteen management from the work code or canteen timing basis, for that you can go for the canteen management. So here you can create the menu, or you can create the items, and you can mention the employee contribution and employer contribution. So usually you will get a specific biometric machine for the canteen management, or else the regular attendance machine also you can use it as a canteen. Okay. And as I said, canteen management will work both for canteen timing, either canteen timings or work code basis. Okay, you do have a canteen reports also. So next, coming to, so this multi-shift management and shift management. Multi-shift means this we are going to explain you in the shift management, but I'll just give an basic idea. Multi-shift means, suppose if you have a more than one shift, if an employee is performing, suppose in, usually this will be seen in the hospitals, okay, or in the factories. A single employee is doing a more than one shift, that I can call it as a multi-shift. Okay. So this we are going to explain in brief, whatever the shift related topics like shift roster, shift group, multi-shift, that we are going to explain it even in the upcoming webinar session. Now coming to the punch monitor. So in the punch monitor, you will get how many employees are punched today, date wise, particular date wise. It will show how many of the employees are present and their punch timing, and also you'll get a graph. From the graph, you'll come to know how many employees are present and how many employees are absent. And if you want to export this Excel, then you can export this Excel too. So this is a punch monitor where it will display the current employees present or absent status. So multi-level approval, as already I told you, it's been explained it in the last webinar session, and it will be soon, it will be published in YouTube channel if you are not attended. So in the coming to, in this multi-level approval only, you have the option of leave entries, outdoor entries. For leave entries also you can give a multi-level. These options are there. And next, coming to the register. So just click on register. So in the register, you can see the status of your employees, like group wise or department wise. If you filter, it will show the graph of employee shift and all these things. So employee shift. If you want to assign the shift to your employees, so assigning of the shift to your employees. From here, you can assign the shift, and you have the, like, you can select the shift and select the employee from which date to which date that employee has to follow that shift. You can assign manually a employee shift to your employees. And then you have a attendance register where you can see the whole register of your employees from month wise. Okay, like HO, absent, present. Okay, here you can override the attendance
You prefer to do this?
of rising here, editing, overriding attendance, I can call it as. Okay, if you want make someone present to absent or absent to present, you want to make it as a holiday, that you can make it through overriding your attendance here. You can override the attendance also. And then you have a OT register. So OT register in the sense, here it will display your overtime. Okay, if we have doing the OT, it will display your how much is the OT and all these things to OT. Can you see this OT register? And we do have a OT claim option also. Suppose the OT has to be claimed. If you are doing the OT, automatically it should not display OT. It should be claimed by the employees, and once it is approved, then only it has to show in the OT. That is a OT claim, I can call it as. See, here you have the OT claim option also. It means from the admin login also, you can assign your employees to a OT claim. Or from the ESS also, you'll have the option, so that your each and every individual employee claim his or her attendance. Okay. The next option is, so you have the shift register here. So if you have assigned the shift to your employees, that shift register will display the what all the shifts that has been assigned to your employees. That you can see it in the shift register. Suppose if you have assigned the shift to your employees, that you can see over here in the shift register. So you have a leave or outdoor entry option. So leave or outdoor entry option means like this is a dashboard. Again, you'll get for each and every like OT, leave entries, you will have a dashboard. Okay. For example, leave status employees, how many employees has taken the leave. Group, you can group wise, you can check the group wise also. And you can see the outdoor entry chart also here, outdoor entry statistics or leave entry statistics of your employees, like grouping them company wise or category wise or department wise. So you'll get a statistic. When you see the graph, right, you get a statistic of your employees. Okay, you can filter according to the dates. And then coming to the leave entry. So in the leave entry, as we have already explained in the classified master, you have a leave types. Okay, in the classified master, you get a leave types. Okay, in this register, you will get a So here you have an option of leave entry. So here manually from the admin login, if you want to assign a leave entry to your employees, means that you can click on assign leave employee leave entry. So you can assign, so for example, select the employee. If it is a full day, select the session as all. If it is a half day, select the session as first or second session. You have a leave types, which leave type if you want to assign from date and to date. If it is approved, then click on is approved and assign the leave entry. Means from the admin panel as a reporting manager, if you want to assign the leave, means you can assign over here. So this is all about the leave entry. Now coming to the outdoor entry. So suppose outdoor entry means, suppose if your any employees are going for a site visit or for the sales purpose, or they're going out of station for official purpose, so that you can assign an outdoor entry for your employees. If you want to, as an admin, if you want to manually register, apply the outdoor entry or assign the outdoor entry, means you can just go to outdoor entry and assign an outdoor entry to your employees. Click on assign, select the employee, and select the from date and to date, and outdoor type, whether it is official, whether it is a personal work, or it is out of station, you can select. And you can select the begin timing and end timing. And is approved means automatically it will be approved, no need of sending approval again. And the remark, if you mention the remark, means, and click on assign outdoor entry. So and the next option, you have a leave credit history. So in the leave credit history, we'll come to know how many leaves for which employee has been credited. Suppose sometimes you'll be having an issue like my leaves has been not credited. For some of the employees, leaves has been not credited. At that time, you can just check the leave credit history, so that you'll be come to know whether the leaves has been credited to your employees or not. That is a leave credit history. Okay. So next, coming to the restricted holiday. So restricted holiday, as I said, either you can follow the holiday group or you can follow the restricted holiday, not both. Okay, either restricted or holiday group. If you are using the restricted holiday group, means it will be automatically assigned. But if it is a restricted holiday, means you have to apply, or the manager has to assign a restricted holiday to their employees. So from here you can assign the restricted holiday. And then coming to leave summary. So in the leave summary, you can just see the employees balance, employees allowed, taken, and the balance of all the leave types here. So you can just see here how many leave types you have created, right? That all like a comp of restricted holiday, CL, PL, SL, if you have a EL or other leave types. How many of the leaves have been allowed? Allowed means how much the allotment has been given, and how much is the taken, and how many balance left with. So this is the leave summary. And you have a credit earned leave. So we do in the leave types, we do have a particular option called as a credit earned leave. Earned leave means concept is again a different concept. So we are going to explain it in brief in the leave management option. So this I will give an idea. Like earned leaves means the earned leaves will be credited based upon the number of present days. I can call it as a present days, not a paid days. So leaves will be credited based on the employee's present days. That you can credit your employee's earned leave from this option. So in detail, this option is going to explain in the leave management option. So next, coming to the comp of accruals. If you want to see how many employees has accrued the comp of, that you can see over here, accruals. And then you have a earned comp of. So when the comp of has been earned for that particular employee, and you have a comp of entry. Entries. So comp of entries means from here you can take the comp of also, assign the comp of also. So comp of accrual means you have to accrue that comp of, means or granting a comp of. Here comp of entry means to which date you are taking the comp of. That is a comp of entry. Manually, if you want to assign that comp of means you can go for that. And leave manual entry. So leave manual entry means suppose if you have imported the sheet or if you have imported the balance of your employees. Okay, that it will be shown in the leave manual entry. And next, the main option is a device management. So device management option, in this you can add the biometric machine. So you can add, as I said, we support for both Biomex and ESSL machine. You can mention that you can click on add new device. So you have the device name, you have to mention the device short name, you have to mention the direction of your employees. And you can mention the connection type, whether it is connected from the IP address or it is connected through a USB. You can mention the IP address. And as I said, you can use a canteen also. So in the device type, you can select whether it is a canteen device or it is attendance device or it is access. You can select from here. And you can select the company. And here you can mention the time zone and admin ID. So you can create once the device is pinging or once it is connection is established, you can configure the device like this by the serial number. So usually biometric machine will have a cloud ID. So cloud ID you have to mention in the serial number. All these things should be configured to connect the biometric machine. So once this device configuration is done, so the device will turn, if it is online, it will turn to green color. So once the device is online, all the data automatically fetched into the software. So in the device logs, you'll be able to see the device logs. In the device logs, you'll be able to see the device logs of all your employees. Either it is a biometric machine logs or it is a manual entries. Manual entries in the sense if you're punching from the mobile application or if you're applying the regularization or if you're punching from the web BSS, that all the device logs will be displayed here. And if you want to assign a manual entry, here you have the option to assign a manual entry to your employees. So select the employee, select the from date and to date, select the timing and select the direction, whether it is a in or out. Okay, and in the device management, you have the option of upload, delete, expired. So if you want to upload employees to the biometric machine, okay, you can select the select the machine, select the employee bio details. So like which employee you want to, and you can upload user and delete user, and you can go for the online enrollment. So online enrollment is nothing but if you want to enroll the employees in the absence of the reporting manager. So if the reporting manager in the sense admin of the biometric machine. So usually the biometric machine will be locked and no one will be have the authority to access that biometric machine. So in that cases, if any of the new joinees, if you want to register his fingerprint, at the time if you want to make online enrollment means You can just select the employee and you can just select the device and you just click on online enrollment. Automatically, the biometric machine will show and pop up for that particular employee to enroll his or her fingerprint. That is the online enrollment which can be done in the absence of the admin of the biometric machine. And set user expiration. User expiration means if you want to restrict your employees to not to punch in the biometric machine. That this you can like use it in the gyms, or you can use it in the institutions where you have a membership. So after, see, suppose if you have taken a 3 month subscription in gyms, and after that, once your subscription is over, you are not allowed to punch in the biometric machine. That expiration date you can set over here, and you can block the users and you can unblock the users also. So this is how this delete or update. You can update the users, you can delete the users, you can do the online enrollment, you can set the expiration, you can block and unblock the users. And this all this commands, whatever you're doing, that can be shown in the device command option. So whatever the commands you're doing, that you can see over here, whether it is a success or whether it is a pending or whether it is a fade, that you can see in the device commands. So this is a device commands, and this is a device management. You have the next option called as a utilities. So in the utilities, you have a pending approvals. Means from the main admin login, you can approve the pending lists over here, pending approvals, and you have the data collector services. So suppose if you want to set a schedule a memo or schedule a SMS setting, so that all these things can be set over in the data collector services. And you have a carry forward leave. So suppose if you want to automatically carry forward your leaves from the previous year to next year, that you can see over. Okay. And also in the last webinar session, we have explained you about the employee screen capture. So that employee screen capture means automatically those who are using the cloud application, if you want to monitor the employees work and the employees productivity, that can be taken the every intervals of the time, the screen capture will be taken. That screen capture will be shown for the reporting manager or the admin, that is seen in this utilities employee screen capture option. And also you can zoom the picture also. So every 8 minutes interval of time, the screen has been captured of all your employees. So as a reporting manager, you can just log in and check the image or the screen capturings over here. And next, coming to import or export Excel. So as I already told you in this, so if you want to import your employee details, employee other details, device, if you want to import the device logs, if you want to import your employee leave balance, leave entries, okay, that all these things, or reporting managers, login details, everything we have a bulk formats to import and to export also. So now coming to employee details first. So employee details. So here in the employee details, you'll get, when you click on a file format, you will get a file format of the employees. So usually the file format will consist of, it will be in a CSV format. So show in folder. So when you want to import your employees in bulk, okay, so at that time you can go to import or export option, and there you have a separate several options of importing and exporting. There you will get a file format of each format. So for example, the mandatory fields, I'll just say you, the employee code is a mandatory, employee name, employee device code, the company, location, and the employee gender, date of joining, date of confirmation, date of birth, and the status, whether the employee is working or employee is resigned, and date of resignation, that is, I can call it as a DOR. So that are all the mandatory fields. The DOR, status, and then coming to the employee other details. From the other details, you can just import the employee email ID, employee father name, employee mother name, employee contact number, email IDs that you can import from the employee other details. So I'll get a file format for every options. So like this, you have to mention, you have to feed the data into it, like date of birth, mother name, father name, residential address, permanent address, contact number, email ID, blood groups. So other details you can import it from this file format. Next, you have a import employee reporting managers. So if you want to in bulk, if you want to import your reporting managers, so instead of assigning, so you can go for importing the reporting managers in bulk. So you have that option in the employee reporting manager. You'll get a file format. So you have a employee code, employee name, location. Supervisor ID means the reporting manager ID. Okay. So employee code, say for example, one employee name test, location, supervisor ID. For one employee code, who will be the reporting manager. And these things you have to save and you have to import it in bulk if you want to import the reporting manager of your employees. So here almost all the details, like if you want to import your leave balances or your leave entries or your manual entries or your login name and password of ESS application in bulk, if you want to import, there are almost all the uh, uh, options we have. Okay. So this import and export option includes the importing of the bulk entries. Okay. And then coming to the reports. So you have the daily daily, monthly, yearly attendance reports. So in daily, you can generate a detail, basic, and the summary report. So you have a in-out duration. I'll just sample. The reports will be opened in the next tab. So this is the daily detail report of an employee. Okay, and you can go for the monthly reports, and you have a log report also. So many leave summary details you have. Okay, leave entry report you have. So if you want to graphically, if you want to see the reports, means you have the graphic reports also. So now this is all about the main application. Now coming to the ESS application, that is the main thing. So this is a ESS application. How you have to log in into this ESS application. So first you will get an URL, that is www.so365.in smartapp_ESS, and your username. First it will include the domain, that is a smart365g /username. Okay, username and then the password. So my domain name is smart365g and the username is 89 and the password is 89, which I have given. Okay. So this is the main interface of the ESS application. So this is the home page where you can see your graph, your leave summary graph, your attendance graph. Okay, and at the down you'll be able to see your monthly 1 month attendance report. I can call it as your status, present, absent status. And from this ESS application, which is already been explained you in the last webinar also, like from this application you can clock in, you can clock out, you can apply leave, you can apply the outdoor entry, you can check your attendance, you can check your swipe details, and you can apply the regularization. And if you are using a payroll options, you can generate your pay slips and all these things from this here. Okay, so now we have some new features we have added that I am going to explain you. That is the employee profile options. So what this employee profile option is means, so if you want to add your address or if you want to add your contacts, important dates, so that all these things has to be visible in your employee profile. So this things has to be updated from each employee. So I'll just add an address. So you can just click on records. So these are the new feature which I'm explaining you in the cloud application. So if you want to update the employee profile, so at that time you need to do it from the employee ESS login, or else the reporting manager should ask the employees to update their employee profile. Like there might be their address, important dates, or the skills, or the languages, or the qualification. So this is how. So once I see, so right now I'm updating my address, so I'll save it. So once it is saved, this whatever the entry or whatever it is I'm doing, that will be sent to a reporting manager for approval. Okay, so it will be shown in the HRMS and employee profile updates. Once the reporting manager get approved, then only it will be shown in the employee profile. Okay, so this is a kind of a authentication, I can call it as. Suppose I cannot unknowingly or knowingly, I cannot create my our profile blindly. Okay, so it has to be authenticated. So in that things we have sent and reporting manager approval. So once it is get approved, when I click on approve, then only it will be displayed in the, so you can check here status, approved list, declined list. See, these all these things are approved. So then only it will be shown in the employee self-service. See, I have updated a address, so that is shown in this employee address. So whatever the employee profile you are updating, that will be sent to the reporting manager for the approval. You can go for a employee banking, employee contacts. So can you click? I'll just click on employee banking. So if you want to add your bank details, okay, like your branch, account number, holder, IFSC code, PIN code. Again, when you save this option, it will be sent to a reporting manager for approval. Once he is approved, then only your bank details will be shown in your profile. So you can update your skills, you can update your languages, you can update your qualification. That is nothing but the education. Okay, everything will have a same process. So everything, whatever you're updating means, that will be sent to a reporting manager for the approval. Once it is approved, then only it will be shown in the ESS profile, that is employee self-service profile. So now coming to the mobile application, how the mobile application you can access. So I'll be just taking the screen, sharing my mobile application screen over here. So I'm connecting my mobile. So I'll just show you how the mobile application is how can you can access the mobile application, how you can log in into the mobile application. So you will get a Android and iOS application in the Play Store or iStore, that is a Smart Office 365 attendance and payroll. So you need to download that application and click on the application. So first it will ask you the candidate should be off. In the cloud account name, you have to mention a smart app. The cloud account name should be smart app. And username and password as it is. In the username, first you have to type your cloud account name. That is a smart 365G. And forward slash the username and the password of the employee. For cloud application, it should be a HTTPS only. So this is a home page of your mobile application where it will display your attendance and here it will display your leave balances. And if you want to clock in, just click on clock in option. So it will take you the location map, and when you click on punch in and punch out. So if you're mandatorily, if you're taking the live images, means you can click on the camera to take the live images. Okay, from this mobile application also you have the profile option here also. So whatever the profile, as I told you, right, to update, that all these things will be shown here. You can update your profile from here also, like your important dates, banking skills. I showed you in a web ESS. From here also you can update your profile. So from the mobile application, you can, if you want to upload the documents, or like your say your voter card, or if you want to upload your Aadhaar card, passbook, everything that can be uploaded from this document. You can upload it from the ESS or from this mobile app also. So from this is the employee profile where you can update your profile. From the mobile application, you can just apply leave, apply regularization, you check your swipe details. So if you are a reporting manager, you will be having an additional option called reports where you can download your PDF reports from the mobile application also. So these all some payroll options also are there. So if you are reporting manager, you will get an additional option called as a reports where the PDF reports will be generated. So if you are using payroll, your pay slips, everything will be generated from the mobile app also. So this is how the mobile application works with the cloud application. So this is our web updated cloud application where we have introduced a new interfacing of the cloud application, and we have also introduced a new features also. Okay. I hope this session was helpful, and I hope you have come to know most of the things in the cloud application, like how to log in into the cloud application and how to log in into the ESS application and mobile application. So I this is now. If you have any doubts or if you have any concerns or queries, you can just raise your questions. So if you have any doubts, please ask me anything like questions or anything related to this session. And I already told you in the upcoming webinar session, we are going to explain you the leave management, shift management in detail. So you are free to ask the questions about this webinar session in a question and answer. So we will be able to help you out with your queries. If you have any queries or concerns, please free to ask the queries and concerns, or else we have our contact information in the website. So you can contact us, or you have our email IDs, support@smartoffice365.in, and contact details also, or else you can just region wise you can contact us. So this is our support numbers. Fine. Thank you for your all your time.